In the small town of Lidmore, there stood an old, abandoned house with an ominous presence. As dusk settled, the house's silhouette looked like a shadowy specter, towering over the desolate landscape. The camera captures a 4K aerial shot of the eerie abode, slowly descending to focus on a young girl named Noor. Her eyes, wide with fear, peer out of a dusty window as the last rays of sunlight fade away, plunging the house into darkness. Inside, the atmosphere grows heavier. Noor sits on the threadbare couch with her mother, the dim, flickering light of an old lamp barely illuminating their faces. The night drags on, and strange noises echo from upstairs. The creaking of floorboards, the whisper of the wind, and an occasional thud make their hearts race. Noor decides to investigate. Her small feet tread cautiously along a dark hallway, the sound of her footsteps reverberating against the walls. The first night passes in a mix of fear and restless sleep. The second night brings no comfort. Noor's mother stands in the kitchen, her face pale and tense. A bowl falls without warning, shattering into pieces. The room's lights flicker madly, casting shadows that dance and swirl in unnatural patterns. A shadowy figure appears briefly behind her, a ghastly whisper brushing against her ear. She spins around, but sees nothing. Panic sets in. The final night is the worst. Noor wakes abruptly, heart pounding, sweat streaking her brow. The room is suffused with an otherworldly glow. Whispering voices fill her ears, sending chills down her spine. She glimpses ghostly apparitions floating around her, their translucent forms twisting and writhing in the air. The climax arrives as Noor and her mother encounter a supernatural horror that defies explanation. The walls shake, the ground trembles, and a piercing scream fills the air. They flee the room, running down the stairs with terror etched on their faces. The door slams behind them as they escape into the cold, unwelcoming night. The final shot reveals the house from afar, an eerie silence enveloping it. The haunting melody plays softly, leaving viewers with a sense of lingering dread, knowing that the house's sinister presence still lingers. The abandoned house stands silent, but inside, its dark secrets remain, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to cross its threshold.